They nachos. Shout out my vatos. Shout out the hoes that's watching me like my vatos.
That shit go hard. We here. So what's good? This is your boy LeBron, female rapper Lee, back with another video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or upload. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with my screen. I kind of like it like that though. It's not telling me how many people is here. It's like I can't even see it at all. Maybe it's some sort of upgrade or something, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. Hold on. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So you already see what's in the title. So Nicki Minaj, Mean Girls. Some people, well, this one woman yesterday on Twitter, she tried to get some shit started. And you know the haters is going to seep in, but it was more people defending Nicki in this. And it's like, I don't understand. When these people get bored and they get to talking shit about Nicki, what do? Do they go like through, like, they start looking through old shit? Like, why y'all bringing up old ass interviews? It'd be really like, it's slow for a lot of them. They look up old shit. They seek out people that they don't like. That shit is weird to me. The whole Cardi B leave, it's like yesterday when I was going to talk about this, I actually switched it because I had something else in my title, something else, but it kind of blends into the Jason Lee and Kandi. And I want a lot of y'all to focus and understand, like, a lot of this shit, I want you to notice is that a lot of this shit be the same shit over and over and over again, right? The reason why I say that is that when I think about it and I think about a person who has like an access or a power or something like that, it seems like to me that Jason Lee, he looks at the black women like the Megan Thee Stallion or Kandi, even though Candy's a millionaire and she's paid or whatever, right? But I think as far as her star power goes or whatever, I'm really noticing the trend with him that the way that he disrespects. Because when I seen that footage on the neighborhood talk with Candy talking in that interview, saying how Jason be talking about her and stuff, and it's like Candy, she's gracious because she was just on some like, I don't even respond. Oh, you don't like me? That's it. She just was like, that's it. A lot of people see Candy, she been well off for a minute, but when you listen, I don't care what you say, and I don't care, like, let me just say it like this on some real shit. Anytime that you're doing something like this, you're at risk. People could not like your opinion, whatever the case may be, whatever you think. I'm never fucking slipping though, ever. You don't listen. You could think it's small, but people don't like opinions. People don't like people and shit like that. But I'm always gonna say what the fuck I gotta say because I feel like on a larger level, the disrespect that somebody like Jason Lee with his reach, the way that he disrespect black women and Megan Thee Stallion, if she go crawling back into that crew with him, see Megan, Megan, she giving me house nigga vibes, like, because she's a kiss ass, and Megan will do anything to just be around. Just like when she was at the CMT Awards. So I really wanted to talk more about that in that video. It was like it was inappropriate for Megan Thee Stallion to be at the damn Country Music Awards because she didn't have no country song out. What was she there for? She was there because it was a part of the promotional package. It was a part of the fucking syllabus to welcome her back, and that just was not the mark you wanted to. Like, what was the point of that? Yes, I wanted to say this in my video. I didn't say it. Diversity, there should be diversified. Yes, we all know that country music, black people love it. Black people are part of country. Yes, I understand that. But for that crowd, come on, you even see how they was when Beyonce was there. Like some of them, I felt like I seen this in my own eyes. I felt like I seen like people stand up almost like, what is she doing here? Almost like it was like an intruder there or something like that. So Megan Thee Stallion being there, what was the point? I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. So, but whatever. Anyway, that shit really connected today when I thought about how Jason Lee disrespect the fuck out of Megan Thee Stallion, how the way that he did it. I might talk my shit about Megan or I might keep saying my same thing because I think it's funny as hell. But I don't be going in on her like I just don't. There's limits to what I do, and I can work within my means of being creative and just saying what the fuck I want to say. I can just do it like that. But I don't have to demean her to a point. Listen, let me tell you something too, because let's not get this twisted. There's so many million people in the world, right? I'm just a regular person. They're entertainers. They do music, so we know about them. Of course, they're going to talk about them. Just like if I was famous in that case, you would talk about me, right? don't get any of this shit twisted. Like, I don't know some people's marks, but I don't do this because I want to be friends with people. Like, I'm pretty sure I told you I had a dream one time, and Megan Thee Stallion was in my dream in my old high school, and she came up to me, and was talking to me, and in my dream, I even had conscious thoughts. I said, "Did she ever see my show? Because I be talking bad shit about her." I promise you, that shit came into my mind in a dream. I was kind of a little shook, like, damn, why the fuck is she coming up to me and talking to me? Did she not see my show? That's crazy. Has that ever happened to you where you have like a logical thought in your mind? It was almost like a conscious thought when you were asleep. It was weird. How did I think about that and I know because yo, it was in this one home, and I think this happens to me a lot because I remember getting these sneakers, and I remember being in this hallway, and this like I don't know why, but so it was back like when these Jordan 5s came out. They was like the all white with the red, and I just remember being in this hallway, and I thought I was the shit that day. I had like this. This was back like in the what was that 2000 or something? But I knew that I was the shit because I was one of the first people who had those shoes, and that's when you could get your Jordans early. So it was like I was in that hallway walking up, and I just constantly see that in my mind, like in my high school. And that's where I kind of seen her in the dream. And it was like she walked up to me, was talking to me. And I felt like that made me wake up too, because I was just like, why the fuck is she talking to me? I know you heard my commentary, but I don't do this to be noticed or listen. I don't ever care or be worried to be in a room. Even if I had to be in a room with Cardi, I was still, my spin will still be the same. I think that you should be successful. Take that money. Listen, Cardi. My whole point with Cardi, you got the money, Cardi. You don't got to keep going on like this, baby girl. You don't need to keep going on for errors and stuff like who are you trying to prove this to? Like, I need to make this very clear to you. I wouldn't care if Cardi B was a billionaire and she turned into the most paid female rapper. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Money is money. Anybody can get it. It's not anybody else's fault why another person got to where they was. It's not Beyonce's fault that Rihanna up to whatever, but we know who has the more what. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. I just feel like Cardi B is doing something very mischievous because when it comes to her and even people who could be inspired by her, like look at the female rappers who look, oh, Cardi did it, Cardi this, that. There's always a package and a plan behind a Cardi. There's always a push behind a Cardi. And the same thing kind of applied to Lotto. Lotto got that look on for her new song, and that shit is sliding down. It's sliding down. I just want the universe to just handle these people. Like Cardi, you doing all of this overtime, working in these studios, being happy for an album that they fed streams into. Come on, they said one time they reported they was like Cardi B album had like 1 billion streams on Pandora, and it's like people don't even be on Pandora like that, like in like large numbers like that. It was really odd when it happened back then. But listen, they're gonna do whatever they could do to make it become a thing. My whole thing is Cardi. Listen, in the hood, people could be a lot of things. You wanted to be a stripper, you wanted to get that money, do whatever. You got into rap, into TV, and you wanted to keep the buck going. But it's just like you just need to take that money and invest somewhere else. Like open up like some bomb ass. I know that you love your cuisine and you love food. Think of something that you could do like a huge franchise of and just make money. But I just feel like she leaves the playing field unfair because people think that they're going to get her treatment. Megan Thee Stallion don't even get Cardi B treatment when it comes to radio play. Y'all see right now on radio, we're probably at 13 or 14 million, maybe 13 or 14 million for Red Ruby. Cardi would have that in a week on her song. And it's not fair because she's not talented. She's not at all. So it's like, why does she deserve that burn? There's nothing excellent about her. I don't care. I could say that. And listen, I don't ever feel no way about saying something. If I was in the room right now, I would say, Cardi, you have beautiful kids. I think that you've made it to a certain point in life. I wouldn't want you to be broken in a crack house. But no, I feel like you do. You've came into the game. You've done a lot of manipulation. Your shit is not organic. If you was that big in the way that they trying to make you be, I want to know what your pure sales was off your album, even if you didn't even have any physical copies. I want to know how many people opened their wallet up and went there and purchased your album. You know what I'm saying? Everything with her is questionable to me. Everything. So it's like, why you got to keep going on and adding this stress? You got your two kids, you got money. I know that it's like, damn, your husband's shit is probably on your heels too because stress financially and all of that. That's why I was just like, well, all of the stuff that like I got from the vibe of what Kandi was saying, Jason Lee. See, I'm not doing this because I dislike Latina women because I have Latina friends. Like, if you ever even listen to my commentary, I don't ever download. And this is not about this is about Cardi just not being organic and just That's what it's about. Jason Lee, I think his dislike is for black women, especially with Nicki. Listen, let me tell you something. I would implore you to try this. And I've done this before and it's worked. It's had some different type of reactions, but I want to tell you this, right? You learn this from the best. I don't know if a lot of y'all just listen to the music or whatever, but back in the day when you only had interviews to read and you get a little TV here and there, all you had was the interviews. And if you was a lucky one that had connections to people in New York City or you lived in New York City, you got Hot 97 radio. So it was like you could be in the mix of like the gems that some of the artists, or if you listen to the Wendy Williams and you listen to the, the interviews and stuff like that, it was just a different time. But what I'm saying is, it's like you learn how to be exclusive. You learn how to be kind of like, not saying you reclusive, but I am kind of like that though. Sometimes I want to be reached and sometimes I don't. Like sometimes I go through that though, but I do it to just kind of protect my energy. I'm telling you, enforce that in your life and watch how many people get uncomfortable when they just can't reach you like that, or they just can't, they so used to you doing something, but you just not so instant, like, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like Nicki, she protect her energy like that. Hold on a second. I think Nicki, she protects her energy like that. Like you have to be aware of what's going on. Hold on. Let's see. What's up, Miranda? Bacon Lee has issues with black family, didn't rock with him. That could be a thing too, but I'm telling you, you would have to be a fool not to notice it. Let me actually bring that up right now. Give me 1 second. I actually felt Kandi's pain. And I said to myself, oh, you know what? I can differentiate because I'm not doing what I'm doing just because having a disdain for Latino women or whatever. Jason Lee has an issue with black women. His issue with Nicki is that, yeah, Nicki is a black woman and she's a huge megastar. He would benefit off of being close with her. But you see what I'm saying? Nicki is, it's not close like that. She kind of keep that distance. And I feel like as individuals, even in life, you should take that advice. You don't got to be no damn celebrity to just kind of like, nah, you shouldn't let certain people have access to you like that. Listen, a lot of y'all, you ever been in a situation where a person was just like, you knew that you was around a snake and you talking about, yeah, I was over there with what's the name in them. And I said this in front of, for example, I said this in front of Monique because I know that bitch run her mouth, so I know she gonna tell them. It's like you know who the rats is. It's like, and you still end up You could do it for little situations like that, but for like this, Nicki's not keeping no fucking Jason Lee around. Cardi is weak. That's why she needs him. She needs a Jason Lee because he's gonna diss all of the black women. You see, come on, hold on.
So please stop letting that door swing. God damn.
He was like going in on me on the Breakfast Club from the clip that I saw. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And basically he was trying to say that he heard that was somebody on his team or whatever said that I was rude to them
Right.
at the Grammys.
Right.
So we can address that.
Let's address.
We can
So
address
you
that.
know what he's talking about?
I know exactly what he's talking about. And I will tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, Jason Lee has dogged me on his podcast or on.
Has he?
Yes, in the past. He
I didn't know
said
that.
things about me. Well, people send me clips, you know what I'm saying? So I saw some things that he said wasn't too cool, wasn't too nice, right? I've seen other interviews that he did that he, wasn't too friendly towards me, right? And then he and it seemed like he had an issue with the fact that I never
Went on his show.
He was on Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he was on. Accepted his invitation on his show, so that was his.
And ain't that a trend with him? He has an issue with everybody who he can't get access to. And he probably thought like Kandi, you black bitch from back in the day, you 90s relic. Who the fuck are you to tell me that you don't want to get on my show? You black bitch. This is my opinion. This is the vibe that Jason Lee gives off. Because how could you run behind a sunken-eyed Latina who got her face crafted and you feel like she's the best thing since sliced bread? She's not talented. She's pushed. She's not. And this is what I don't understand that he clearly doing. See, this is what I'm like, a lot of this shit. Let me tell you this. So let me reiterate it again. I don't understand how Jason Lee gets away with this. Now, at the same time, I know that I be saying shit people don't like, but listen, I don't call it energy in, but I'm ready for it anytime that it happens. Anytime that it happens, believe me. But it's like, how is he doing this and getting away with it? Like, don't Kandi got a husband? Like, what is going? But maybe they, you know what it is? Maybe they're just in a different tax bracket than that, and they just like, well, shit, we don't give a fuck. Like, let that nigga talk that shit. Like, you know, maybe they would approach him if he was in the same vicinity. But to me, Kandi, it's almost like he's bullying her on some shit. And listen. I don't ever feel like, I know sometimes I might joke around or whatever and say certain things that could be taken offensive, but I try to keep it at least 99, as close to 100% as possible about just the ethics about everything that's going on. This chick sitting up in studios with these, like, doing what? Why you wasting these air? You wasting the air and electricity and this shit. It's like, you made the money. You know, you made the money already. All right. It's like, then what you gonna do? 3 eras, 4 eras? It's like, for what? It's like, why are you keeping this joke running? Because you got people like Jason Lee gassing her up that she's the baddest bitch. But listen, you ever read the credits inside of an album back in the day? Yeah, that was another thing when we had to buy physical albums. See, I always used to read all of the credits and thank yous and shit like that. And they would say, like, say I did a song with Nicki, and they would be like, LaRon appears courtesy of Exit 6 Records or something like that, right? It's like Cardi should always be Cardi appears courtesy of Partisan Fontaine. Like, why? Why do these labels want to run these? Like, do they think, is it like some whack ass white boy game where they just want to be like, oh, we want a female rapper who sold a lot and did this or whatever, but she suffers in so many different areas as far as like getting people to actually go. They had to downgrade the facility to the Summer Jam from 80,000 to 16 because Cardi can't get men to come out like that. So they might talk that shit, but they don't exalt Cardi as the lyricist, and she knows that. She's not exalted as a lyricist. Nicki could have did damage to that stadium if you would have booked her with that but y'all chose a flop, and it's the reason why she thinks she's so big is because she got people like Jason Lee gassing her head up, and he's not even valid. It's like, look at him hating on Kandi. You know what's so crazy? I just want to say this. I can tell that Kandi energy is different because if this was anybody else, like, I don't know how Kandi grew up, but maybe she's just not that hood like that because we like, yo, like, fuck that nigga, whatever the case may be. She honestly seems that he impacted her a little bit, even though she even though it seems as though she tries to ignore him or whatever. But let's keep going.
His way of dogging me or whatever, a reason for being negative towards me. So my thing is, cool. But why are you mad if I don't want to do your podcast if you talk bad about me? Like, who wants to go on somewhere where they already know the person that dog?
Because on some real shit, I ain't trying to be funny. And I think Nicki is like that too, but she is careful about it because she know how shit could blow up. On some Remy Ma type, I know Nicki would do it too because I've just seen certain shit, how she pulled up on academics or before. I don't know the full out extent, but the ones who from the hood, you just can't play with them like that at all. Like, oh, where you book that next? Oh, where? Oh, yeah. And then if you doing some shit like that and you ain't alerting your team on some shit like that, you're moving foul. If you know that you doing some shit where it draws attention and you ain't alerting the people around you so that they could be on go, or if you ain't even got like some sort of protection, like you already, to me, that's foul. But Jason Lee, it's like, I don't understand how he's doing what he's doing, and he's just, I don't get it. I don't.
Drag them and say something crazy.
Will quite possibly drag and dog you in person.
And she like, you talk bad about me. Why would I want you? It's like, that's like me really thinking or wanting a Cardi B interview. I don't want to interview nobody. I want to get on here and talk my shit. Don't get it twisted. I don't do this for that. I'm not doing no, I don't want to interview nobody. Not saying that I wouldn't interview them, but that's not my goal. I get on here to talk shit so I can read my comments and see who disagrees, who agrees, who whatever, however you feel. If I want to respond, I will. If I don't, I won't. But it's about me. It's not about doing it because I want to get somebody on. But Jason Lee, yeah, he's like, yeah, Kandi, this black BITCH, like, how dare you not come on my show? You ain't got nothing going on right now. What? You shoot? You what?
Well, no, not necessarily in person, because I saw him in person. He didn't say anything to me. He had more of an issue with our agent.
Which he spoke on that as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's something else that don't even have anything to do with me. But my thing is, it's like, I don't even understand what the issue is, because I mean, like,
because especially if he was in close proximity like that, and then he's saying, "Oh, you ain't want to get on my show," he would have got approached. I'm not being funny. From a Foxy Brown to a Remy Ma to a Nicki, especially with the way that they run with dudes, somebody is going to approach them. You're not just going to get away with that like that. You're not going to get away with it. So if you doing this and you feel at any point that you're going to be in the vicinity of celebrities and you don't think that somebody might address you, you already got it wrong. I think that you should be on your P's and Q's all the time, not to stress you or nothing, but I think that you should, because people are funny. And I don't understand how he can do funny shit like this to women who are in the industry. And it's like, where's their protection at? Why ain't nobody speaking out for them? It's like, we get on this shit talking about it from a very small angle. Kandi husband should be speaking out against it. Like, why is he doing this to my wife? Or trying to arrange some sort of, meeting where this shit don't happen, because to me it's a clear disrespect for Black women. Megan Thee Stallion, Kandi, who else? I'm pretty sure it's other people who. Well, the one he threw the drink in her face. Was she Latina? I don't know her race. Let me know.
like when he first started his site or whatever, I was like, I followed his page. I told other people to follow his page, and then it was like, other little negative comments was being.
But a lot of the times with Kandi is like, if you knew that he didn't like you, why you follow his page and do all of that shit? And then, I feel like a lot of times people follow people and keep close affiliation so they won't talk about them. Don't be built up like that. Let people say whatever the fuck they're going to say. That's kind of like how I felt. And I could be kind of, well, I don't know 100%, but I felt like, well, I don't know any truth. I don't know 100% anything from that situation with like Larry Reed and that Tasha K stuff, right? But when I sat back from the LeBron glance, from the way that I view things, from the way that I little brother watch people, and I can analyze people and tell what they want. Are they going to eventually ask for money? What is this conversation about? What are they leading to? I always can tell, what is it going to lead to? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that friendship, not saying that it wasn't genuine at all, but it was definitely because to maybe prevent from being exposed. And I feel like when you move in that way where you don't care about being exposed, I feel like you have more power, because why would you build a friendship with somebody? Because then that's not being real either. Then you got to tolerate a person. That's my own opinion, though. But let's go on to the next one.
People say stuff about you, right? And then, he really went in on me another time, like, what was it, towards the fall of last year, and, somewhere. It was on social media. And after that, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I know how you feel. And y'all already know how I am. If somebody is shady to me, then I don't fuck with you. It's as simple as that.
She easy going, because it don't be like that from the women. It don't be like that. Not from the rap girls. They trying to get niggas to line you. So,
don't have anything crazy to say to you.
So basically, whoever works for him just got the trickle effect.
Well, no. They didn't even really get a trickle effect. What happened was people
he lost that weight,
about you, right?
his soul.
And then, he really went in on me another time, like, what was it, towards the fall of last.
Trickle effect.
Well, no. They didn't even really get a trickle effect. What happened was I was doing something or the red carpet. I was working. Okay. And so I was going and I was speaking to in my breaks, I was going and doing interviews with everybody on the carpet. So I can only do a couple at a time because I was working, right?
Gotcha.
So when I came by his people, I did one interview, and then I came to the girl. I was like, hey. And then somebody from my side whispered in my ear, oh, that's Jason Lee's podcast. So I was like, after I said, hey, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't even do it. But
that's a fact.
Right. And I just walked.
That's a fact.
It wasn't to the person I was speaking. I said hello. I didn't say anything crazy to her.
Hold on.
I didn't say anything bad,
Yeah, that's
people say stuff about you, right?
That's a good response.
Yeah, I was about to start talking, but when I realized it was his thing, and he's already been dogging me.
Yeah, you better than me.
I just bowed out.
I would have been like, oh no, I don't fuck with y'all.
See,
I would have said this shit.
He lucky they ain't hassle. They ain't get into a full-on fight. You see how, but see, people don't typically, I don't know. Keep going.
No, that's what I'm saying. You better than me. Trickle effect.
Well, no. They didn't even really get a trickle effect. What happened was hello.
I'm like, hello, you cool, but I don't fuck with him.
It wasn't.
Next.
I didn't really have time to go into a big, deep explanation.
Yeah, there ain't no explanation, Ken.
In my opinion, they already know he don't like me. Right? They already know he don't like.
They don't
Everybody
got no
know he
reason
don't really
not to
care
like
for
her,
me,
though.
right?
Her energy
He
is so
said
light.
it publicly, so it really wasn't even a reason for me to have to explain. That's the way I looked at it.
Oh, well.
So I just went on about my business and I went to the next person. It wasn't that deep.
All right, shout out to him. Move on.
Yeah, moving right along. Ooh, it wasn't to the person that I was speaking. I said hello because
I'm like,
I was
hello,
actually...
you cool, but I don't fuck with him.
All right, let's get that off. Let me see. All right, so yeah, and all of that hate that Jason Lee is rooted in, all of the hate that he shows, and then just think about it. What is great? If we see Cardi, if Nicki Minaj moved the way that Cardi did and all of her songs was written by a nigga, Jason Lee would use that against her hard body. It would be an issue. He would use it against her hard body. Like, you don't even write your rhymes. You don't do it would be another angle that he would have on her, but he doesn't. But you sit here and you praise Cardi. You have no choice but to think it's because that he is colorist. He's colorist or he doesn't like black women. It has to be. It has to be. It's ego. He mad, she declined. Go cry in the car about it. This is the reason why the industry is so frustrated with Nicki, is because there's nothing else for them to expose. She don't give a fuck. And Nicki doesn't have an energy that you can kind of seep off of either. Like when she's in, she's in. When she's out, she's out. And it's like, you have to be careful with that, because Jason Lee, I can tell that Cardi feels like if she doesn't answer his calls or she stays away for too long, that he could turn to talking bad about her. And that's somebody who she just keeps him, like she keeps him in her pocket. I don't want to be somebody's friend when you got to do that to me. I'd rather you. And I feel like the way that Jason Lee even interviewed Cardi B, it was like, the way that he interviewed Cardi B, it was in a like where it was almost like he was an investor or he had a interest stake in Cardi B. In my opinion, that's how I felt. So it's just weird to me when you sit back and you think about like, damn, Megan, he talked about how she was sitting at the party next to the salami trays and the cheese. He was talking about Megan in that type of way. And then when it comes to Kandi, just freely, openly disrespect. So it's something there. I think it is. I think that it is. So let me bring this up and share this. So the LSU athletics department says that it'll certainly accept the White House invite despite Angel Reese commentary. Now, I don't know if y'all knew, but Angel Reese, she had announced that they were not going to be going to the White House because it was Biden's wife. She invited Iowa as well, right? So I knew that with her saying that didn't mean that nobody from LSU was going to go, but maybe I thought that some of the teammates would hold back. But you have to realize this is the commentary. Just like I tell people who get so much like in a bunch over one person's opinion, that's just one person. You can't think that she can control the whole team and the whole LSU and that they're not going to go to the White House. Maybe she will change her mind now. Maybe she's, spoken with someone from the school or whatever. Maybe, who knows? I'm pretty sure that I don't know. We'll see what happens. So let's see. As previously reported, the matter came to public attention after Reese clapped back at Jill Biden online as the first lady considered inviting LSU and Iowa to the White House. Jill Biden's suggestion, which deviates from the norm of only extending the invite to the NCAA champions, was because both teams showed out and played such a good game. No, because the other team was predominantly white. That's why. And I understand her frustration, honestly. I really do. However, Reese immediately pushed back against the suggestion, slamming it as a joke. She also stepped into our comment section to declare, "We not coming, period." This sentiment was shared by the other LSU basketball ballers like Alex Morris, who asked if the team could celebrate the win at Michelle Obama's house instead. Like that was, when I heard, that was just crazy when they brought up the Obamas. One thing that I was happy to see though is the Caitlyn. She did an interview and she had addressed the backlash Angel Reese received over the hand gesture. So I felt like she showed some great sportsmanship. I like the way that she responded. Even, I don't know, I felt like it was genuine. I feel like I have a great judge of character. I do feel like it was genuine. So I want y'all to check that out. Let me bring that up again.
Things people talk about is race as a component of this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think Angel should be criticized at all. no matter which way it goes, she should never be criticized for what she did. I'm just one that competes, and she competed. So I think everybody knew there was
Right.
going to be a little trash talk in the entire tournament. It's not just me and Angel. So, I don't think she should be criticized. Like I said, LSU deserves it. They played so well. And like I said, I'm a big fan of hers.
One of the things people talk about is race as a component of this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think Angel should be
Yeah, so she just talked about how she didn't feel as though Angel should be criticized. And I felt like hearing it from, she was actually in the game. I know it's a lot of the optics and a lot of people who are racially triggered and they just want the black BITCs to lose, or they mad because they won. You know what I'm saying? It was good to, that's why I said, like, even if this girl right here, even if she was mad, she conveyed herself in a way to be like, no, I don't think Angel should be. She won. It was a competition. She won. Like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to give it up. Emotionally intelligent, even if she's hurt inside. Like, nah, she gave it up for her, and they won. And I like that she also highlighted that they weren't the only two doing that. They just were, caught. But they're not the only two doing that. Come on, you know how it is in sports. So I was happy to see her the statement that she made, and that was pretty dope. So yeah, what else did I want to talk about real quick? Oh, so this is where that whole Mean Girl shit came up. So y'all remember this interview that Nicki Minaj did with Jazzy, and this black woman posted this the other day on Twitter. I don't even understand why she posted this at all. But when people try to do shit and try to just get shit started, but all of the quotes is in Nicki defense. Like, this shit backfired on her ass so hard. It backfired on her ass so hard. So she posted this interview and she said, this bitch is a loser for real. Hold on a second, because I've been talking for a second. Let me read the comments real quick. So she was feeling the heat. That's why she could have just said something before, but hey, but I think that interview was, what was it, a day or two after the championship? I felt like it was appropriate when she did it. Battery fully. Okay, cool. Hold on a second. I felt like the timing was appropriate. At least she gave it up for her. That's how I felt. Like, and that's just sportsmanship always. So she was feeling that heat. I like how she used her white privilege to let them know, nah, y'all never did participation business before, so don't start now because the Caucasian lost. Word. True that. Yup. And Obamas will welcome them too. First Lady Biden really tried that. She didn't read the room at all. Why invite the losers to the White House? Because they white. That's why. She wanted to, man, fuck out of here with these honorary participant awards. She might still not go. Right. Oh man. So let me play this real quick. So this was and another thing I didn't like. Also, please make sure that you follow the Nicki Minaj Army playlist. I was supposed to put that up in the beginning of my fucking video. Sorry. Please make sure that you follow the Nicki Minaj Army playlist on Spotify. It was just announced that Nicki has a song coming out with Kim Petras on the 21st, I believe. So Nicki got a song coming out tonight with Young Boy. So I will be checking that out and also doing a review on that. So make sure that you're ready to stream that. Also check out the Nicki Minaj Army playlist. Anytime a new song come out, just make sure that you check it out. Always try to update it. I'm trying to take a lot of songs off because I want to take it. My list is about 35 hours. I want to kind of bring it down to 24 hours. And I keep trying to delete a lot of songs. So I'm still working on that. But yeah, I always try to keep refreshing it, because before I got to the phase of where I wasn't updating it at all. But now I try to update it. Like if I'm thinking about a new song or something, I always try to like mix it up so that it's always fresh. So check it out on Spotify. People ask me to make an Apple one. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Apple Music, and it's crazy because it comes with the iPhone. So you would think that that's the one that I would go with, but I had Apple Music for a while. I don't really want that no more. I'm not interested. I like Spotify, and especially when you get to see like the streams and shit like that, it's just more interesting to me. Like, and I'm into analytics and data, so Apple doesn't really offer that to me. Like, nah. And Apple, they keep that on the low. Know how people be like, how do you know how many streams a day a song is getting on Apple? How many people? You know that a lot of people have iPhones, so it's like you never know. Bad girl never come from nobody like that. Rude boy always touching on her body like that. Boy, I feel dead if he ever diss me. Do what you do if you miss me with that na 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 na. That na 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 na. Yep. So make sure you check that out. Stream. Stay focused. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? He want the body, yes, sleeves like that. Well, I'm a cheese like that. Ew, na 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 na. All right, so we got to play this. My bad. So let's rewind it.
Jazzy, how many more questions you got? Jazzy, how many more questions?
Now listen, y'all know when Nicki be saying that to people who interview, who like, you know, she's interviewing with. So it's like they try to take this and try to edit it. I don't know who edited this video, but they try to. It's like y'all niggas is taking old shit, trying to like. The thirst is just crazy.
Jazzy, how many more questions you got? Jazzy, how many more questions you got? Jazzy, how many more questions you got? I only got one more. What's your
And listen, I want to say this too. I can't remember the video that I was watching, but the girl put some sort of context around it where she was saying like, not only that, we know that this wasn't the complete interview, but she was saying that Jazzy, she was kind of upset because she didn't know if she would be able to interview Nicki or whatever the case may be. So Nicki had gave her some like advice. I felt like it was maybe based on the situation or whatever. But I felt like she gave her great advice. But the thing is that again, the way that people they try to turn this into a like Nicki is being mean to a little girl. Like people are so fucking hateful. It's crazy. Let's go.
What's your last question?
Can you please share some words of motivation to everyone watching my show?
No, but I will share some for you personally.
All right.
What you're doing now doesn't define who you are. Everything you do when the cameras are off, that's what defines you. So you have to be just as great on the camera as you are off the camera and vice versa. That means that if you have a good day like today, you interview someone, don't let this make or break you. How you treat your family and your friends and other people off the camera, that's just as important.
Right.
Now, if something don't happen the way you want it to happen in your career, you do not go and cry and pout and think it's the end of the world. It's not.
That's the part that I felt like was reflective of maybe Nicki, maybe somebody told her that they felt as though that she wasn't going to interview or whatever, and that she was really upset or sad. That's where I felt like that came into it. So let's just rewind that again. Hold on.
If something don't happen the way you want it to happen in your career, you do not go and cry and pout and think it's the end of the world. It's not. You hear me?
Yep.
Promise?
Promise.
Jazzy, how many more?
See, that wasn't bad, but the way that this
Jazzy, how many more questions you got?
see this?
Jazzy, how many more questions you got? Jazzy, how many more questions you got?
I only got one more.
What's your last question?
Can you please share some words of motivation to everyone watching my show?
No, but I will share some for you personally.
All right.
What you're doing now doesn't define who you are. Everything you do when the cameras are off, that's what defines you. So you have to be just as great on the camera as you are off the camera and vice versa. That means that if you have a good day like today, you interview someone, don't let this make or break you. How you treat your family and your friends and other people off the camera, that's just as important.
Right.
Now, if something don't happen the way you want it to happen in your career, you do not go and cry and pout and think it's the end of the world. It's not. You hear me?
Yep.
Promise?
Promise.
Jazzy, how many more?
So I felt like that was
Jazzy, how many more?
that was great advice, and I felt like it was tailored to her, and that's why Nicki did that shit. But it's like the person. Wait, matter of fact, let me go back for a second. Let me go back just to kind of like show you what they tried to do. But all of the tweets. Why? This is great big sister advice. She gave her some bomb advice. I'm not going to read all of these long paragraphs because shit, you can do that yourself. Find the tweet and you'll see it. Let me give context. Nicki got done with a 40+ minute performance, and she was on live with fans when Jazzy asked if she could give a quick interview. That interview ended up being more than 10 minutes long, and Nicki was being hurried and had to go.
Thing you do when the cameras are off, that's what defines you. So you have to be just as
10 million views, but when people see the views on it, that's how many people viewed it and seen it across their profile. That don't mean the click on is what it means. Oh, so 10.5 million views. The video got 1.6 million. But you see what I'm saying? That mean this views mean how many times it came across people's profile. That means how many times people actually watched it and clicked it. You got to know how to differentiate data. I know y'all just don't be going through life not knowing the difference. Please don't tell me you were somebody on these platforms and you ain't even question it, or even, please let me know you knew the difference, that you know data when you look at it. That means how many profiles it came across. This is how many people actually watched it. Please tell me you knew that. Please, 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 please. See, these people, they don't even know how to look at the data. They don't even know how to look at the data. Like, man. 10 million views and only 14,000 likes. So yeah, you got to know how to read data, baby. I know you was trying to drag, but you got to know what you're talking about when you dragging. Like, oh man. A loser? Nicki kept it very real with this girl. Trust me, something she will appreciate years later. Delivery can always improve, but don't take away from what Nicki said. Shout out to the young presenter doing the damn thing as well. Y'all she just explained to a child she sees potential in the most serious yet friendly tone not to become a sellout. Black women hating on another black woman. Y'all are crabs in the container, always holding one down instead of uplifting each other. That's not true about all black women. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they got the cheerleaders in the comments like they wanted. These people be trying to set Nicki up like all the time, and they think that her success is something that's comparable to Cardi's. It's different. It's organic. Cardi could boost and brag about all of these plaques. So I want to know the pure sale. I still want to know how many people spent $1.29 or whatever discount they have for Bodak Yellow. I want to know the pure sale units for it. If Cardi B sold 8 million pure sales with Bodak Yellow, I would be impressed. But I don't think it's nowhere near that. It's because of the streams and the way that they boosted that shit. That's why it's where it's at, in my opinion. That's crazy. I can't even see. All I see on my screen, it kind of look like how I'm recording when I'm just doing a video upload. That's how it looks. But I can't see how many people is here. I thought it would probably come in at some time throughout the show, but it hasn't yet. Oh, man. So, yeah, please thumbs up the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification. All of that shit. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Take this off. All right. So always looking for something negative. Hold on. Always looking for something negative just to hate. And Nicki don't even care. You can tell. You can imagine that. Yikes. It's a lot wrong. Positive, being true to who you are, your inner man. Yeah, I want to go to Nicki Minaj page though too, because I want to see. She just posted that she has a song coming out with Kim Petras. It sounds like an old school. It sounds like one of those crazy samples too. So maybe we're gonna get that POP radio on lock again. Hopefully that shit is gonna eat pop radio. Hopefully it does. It does. It does. It does. And you know, Cardi, she plotting with her sunken eyes. This is why when I see how Jason Lee go on Kandi, and yeah, I am a little hard on Megan Thee Stallion, the one that sipped that Don Julio by the gallon, sitting down in Calabasas with them bastards. She got a bachelor's, and now she's trying to get a master's. But they said Kelsey did the classes. Good luck with your masters. Good luck. So, let's see. Alone is coming out April 21st. Let's see what this sounds like.
It's Barbie and it's Kim Petras.
Yeah. That sound like that sound was gonna go in, right?
It's Barbie and it's Kim Petras.
That sound like that's gonna be a hit. That's gonna be crazy. Like, yeah. So Nicki retweeted it and she put a bow on it. Got a bow on my panties because her ass is a blessing. It look good than making. You look good when you baking. I appreciate the gifts like the whips and the bezel. Now it's in this bezel and the golden sizzle. And it's taking off right now. That's crazy. That's the clean version of the Get on Your Knees with Ariana Grande. But I like the wordplay in that one better because the dirty version, like you look good when you begging. Damn, that's crazy. I don't listen to the clean version so much that I don't even. It look good when you begging. I appreciate the gifts, like the whips and the bezels. What did she say in place of that? Put that in the comments. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I started to do the dirty version because I like how she said, "Now it's bells and it's whistles, sizzle, and it's taking off right now." So, all right. What the fuck is coming out tonight? So make sure that you pre-save. Pre-save that. What the is coming out tonight? Switch my hair, they gon' copy her. Switch my gear, they gon' copy her.
It's Barbie and it's Kim Petras.
So how does Kim Petras do? Let me look her up on Spotify and see what her monthly listeners is like. Let me look at her monthly listeners. Let me look at her monthly listeners and see if she litty like that. That might be a good thing for, let me see, Kim Petras. Okay. Kim got about 35,000. That's impressive. She got a song with 1 billion. Oh, that's not her song though, but shit. Okay. Let's see what Governor's Ball, June 9th. I know Ice Spice is supposed to be at Governor's Ball too. June 9th, I believe, in Queens. So that would be dope if Nicki performed on both of their set. That would be amazing. Yeah, because if hopefully the Princess Diana remix is a thing and it is actually going to come into fruition. And that would be a thing where she could perform both so they could get a 2-for-1, you know? She would perform with Kim Petras and she would perform with Ice Spice. Y'all couldn't believe still that the City Girls was on that damn show. Was it Rolling Loud? Was it City Girls on Rolling Loud when was they on Rolling Loud when they took that damn 10-minute break and they ain't come back with changed outfits? I was like, yo, what the hell was they doing backstage all that whole time? They ain't come back with new costumes or whatever. I really thought that I was like, yo, and I don't even know why that was on my mind the whole time when they was gone. And none of y'all talked about that shit. This is what makes all of us different. This is why even when people discount people and they feel like, no, everybody is somebody, even the people who comment in the comments on the Shade Room. Yeah, do be a lot of trolls and people saying shit, but people really do have poignant opinions and thoughts, and this is why we read the comments, because some people be saying shit that we think, and some people really be like, oh, like, yeah, baby, each one teach one. And sometimes it is what it is. You could listen to commentary from me and realize something or get an awakening on something in a way. We all help each other in some sort of way, is what I'm saying. So BTS, Jim, and Megan Thee Stallion, they got her out here running across America, burning up God's good gas, knowing gas back up to $3, over $3 a gallon, paid $3.15 a day for gas. Yes, this whole week. And you got Megan Thee Stallion running around this United States, showing up at the Country Music Award. Ain't got no damn country song out. She tried to do a house song. House song didn't work. Like, I know she really thought her was going to be there. I know she was like, yeah, you know, Beyonce, she do everything Beyonce do. Now she wearing the leather black clothes, so she must be in her warrior era. Now she do everything Beyonce do. Megan got to do it. So, Megan tried to come with her and try to eat off of that damn house weight. I'm her. She thought that shit was going to eat. She thought she was going to kill that shit. Dirty girl. Me a rude boy. They send me not take back me chat. You would never see me splaining in front of a Cardi B or Megan ever. No, you won't ever see me splain like, oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, I said it. I did say that. But I also said that, I feel like it's important to put that energy out there. When that's why I make it a point to say that I wouldn't want Cardi to be broke. No, but if we talking ethically and we talking hip hop and we talking about seeing girls like, I seen somebody on Twitter today. They was like, oh, they was talking about Doechii, right? I've been avoiding putting that in my title because I know that she deserves to be successful. She's not a flop. Look how fucking Lotto got 20 million radio play. Cardi had 40 million on hot shit and nobody liked the fucking songs. The playing field is not fair. They don't deserve it. This is why I could never celebrate a Cardi. I would never. I don't care about meeting her in life. I don't give a fuck if I ever like some people want to interview. I don't want to interview people. I want to do commentary and so the regular people can hear it and they can relate to it or not. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't. They pushing her so that people can think that she's somebody, that she's comparable to a Nicki. You're not fucking comparable at all. You hear courtesy of we seen when you had to write in front of Blueface and what's that guy named Whack 100. We got that Tatiana remix, and honestly I couldn't believe you said Mamiana. Yeah, you wrote that. Partisan was a way. And I know that, listen, a lot of Cardi's issues you have to realize is that a lot of shit changed up. You have to be smart enough. Now, a lot of it will never be confirmed, but you'll be like, you know what, LaRon, you're right, or whatever the case may be. Now, they might have played that shit off and Cardi had Megan on WAP and all of that shit, but Partisan Fontaine, if Megan is jockeying and jostling his PEN, you know what I'm talking about. She having sex with him, all of that. If Cardi would have to be stupid to feel as though that you're going to get the best music or whatever the case may be, and he's dealing with this girl who's also a rapper, it's a conflict of interest, but they so desperate that they got to be around. See, Cardi, she not a bad bitch like she says that she is. A bad bitch would have had a new writer. Like, what? Let me go to the hood. Let me listen to see what's going on, whatever the case may be. She's so paralyzed with Partisan Fontaine, and I'm pretty sure she gave his ass work. He probably wrote so many songs that she said no to because she just was so in her mind about Megan, and then the whole thing going on with Megan and Tory, and then there's a whole affiliation. It's like, yeah, that's a whole bubble over there. It's a little I think it's a little deeper than what people think. I think the energy was just off. And then she probably didn't like, she's like, I don't like none of my music. I don't like none of it. And then this bitch probably heard all my shit before he fucking gave it to me. She probably getting first dibs on my shit. Yeah, and that means that you shouldn't be here. Take that money and go open up some restaurants. Like you could like try to get to billionaire status. I would not mind. Like I don't care if Cardi makes money. The world is for money is meant to be made. Make your money, but stop feeling like you got to create these eras in hip hop and you got to keep coming back. No, you don't got to come back, sweetheart. You ain't going your first tour yet. You know what's so crazy? I know you might think that this is wrong. How can I say this in the best way for you to understand? When Bruno Mars was going to bring Cardi B on tour, now, and she didn't go, to me, that was a sign that there was an issue with her. I couldn't see Cardi B booked for like you see how Beyonce be going on tour for like days back to back like that. I couldn't see her committed like that because I don't think she is. She's here for the look and for the lick of it. She's not here for, it's like, this is something that's daunting to her. All she cares about is getting a song that's good on Bill. You know what's so crazy? Now, the crazy thing about it is that how, like, even though Hot Shit, she got the radio on that, as a Nicki fan, if we would have got that type of radio or whatever, we would have been up with more streaming or whatever the case may be, right? But she just got that. And it's like, she didn't work for it at all. This is what I'm saying. Then you get female rappers, oh, Cardi this, Cardi that. Then they thinking they're going to get a deal just like Cardi and that it's going to go up like her. It's not going to go up because they have a different type of investment in her. I don't know why though. Why wouldn't you want to get an organic female rapper who is just less fuss? Like she ready to go. Okay, you know what? You can even suggest stuff like, you know what? We want you to work with Timberland for the next album, or we want you to work with Red One. We want you over a Red One beat. We don't give a fuck. We just want you to do something different, top 40, whatever. And you know that they're gonna bring the lyrics. You ain't gotta go get Partisan. Oh, I don't like the way he read the record. I don't know. I'm not doing it. It's always an excuse. It's always a fuss. The Cardi B is one of the reasons why I personally think that, like, if Nicki just went away, female rap would die because of her, because it's like it's too much commotion messing with her. She tries to make it look nice on the outside and make it seem like she's so easy to do business with. Yeah, because it's cheaper. That's why it's easier to do business with, baby. It's cheaper. That's why. So anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. Them ghostwriters are employed by the corporate giants and they help keep the money recycling back to them. Yup. That's a fact. So listen, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Please make sure that you hit the bell notification, hit all notifications, thumbs up the video. Let me know what you thought about anything that we spoke about with Jason Lee. I just feel like Jason Lee, that's a case study. Let me know, how many other Black women has Jason Lee done this to? Like, who else has he done this to where it seems as though like, where you could like make a compile just like, I'm going to do it after I get off of here just to see who Jason Lee has had beef with, because it's interesting now that I think about it. Megan Thee Stallion, Kandi, and Kandi waving the flag. Like Megan, she's so damn scared. She didn't want to ruin no Hollywood connections. And I think that she's scared of Cardi too, because think about it. Megan is pussy. To me, she's PUS, because Nicki ain't letting you play with her like that. Megan is so worried and concerned about connections, but you were so quick to go against Nicki though, even though you was trying to be messy. And Cardi is so weak that she don't care that Megan was trying to be messy. That's what I'm saying. You seen her so, I want to do a thing with Azealia Banks. Yeah, after she told you and picked you apart and told you that you ain't have no reason being here. Yeah, a weak link loves other weak links. Point blank. Anyway, so listen, this is your boy LeBron, female rapper Lee. Subscribe. I'm probably gonna go back live later, or I'm gonna do a review and upload it of the Nicki Minaj song with Young Boy. But also remember, Nicki has a song with Kim Petras coming out on the 21st.
It's Kim Petras. Yeah. It's Barbie and it's Kim Petras.
So check that out. And then, tonight we got the NBA Youngboy, What the Fuck, dropping at midnight. So just make sure you're in the mix. You know what's going on. Follow the Nicki Minaj Army playlist on Spotify. Yeah. So listen, this is your boy LeBron, female rapper Lee. I'm about to get up out of here. Stream. I'm going to be uploading the playlist at 11 o'clock once the songs come out. Because, I'm on the Gulf Coast. So songs are released at 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be uploading my playlist. And then I'll decide whether I'm going to go live or if I'm just going to do an upload. So, yeah. Yo, I'm out. Peace.
It's mad that they nachos. Shout out my vatos. Shout out the hoes that's watching me like my vatos.
Click.